Salutations, boys, girls, and kiddos of all ages. And thank you for joining me with another video of posing action figures with Toy the Poser, where I am your host, Toy the Poser. And today I think I'll start the video off like this. Whoop, with the monitor and a quick little trivia question. For example, did you know that in Marvel there's a alternate Earth, number 829, where the superhero Hercules, or the Greek god Hercules, had a comic started, and I think it took place in like the 25th century or something like that. Well, in 2010, creators Bob Lynn and Ron Layton and or Rob Lynn and Bob Layton. Hold on, Bob Layton and Rob Lynn created a character that first debuted in Hercules: Twilight of the God in 2010. That character was the Silver Surfer. And the Silver Surfer is a female named Juno, who was the granddaughter of Hercules. And the story goes like this. The mighty Hercules died by trying to save his planet one day. And some giant guy in the sky named Galen, okay, you guys know I'm joking, but the cosmic entity known as Galactus, which, fun fact, if you didn't know, Galen is his real name. Anyway, Galactus heard the heroic tales of Hercules and was moved by it, but so he decided to travel to that planet and basically reward him. However, when he got there, he did find that the mighty Hercules was dead and got because he sacrificed himself for his planet. So basically, he wanted to reward the people in some way, some form or fashion by making somebody his herald. So his granddaughter, Hercules' granddaughter, Juno, stepped up to the plate and, decided to agreed to be her Galactus' herald because she was inspired by her grandfather's heroics. So Galactus bestowed her with the power of cosmic, turned her metallic silver, and gave her a surfboard, and she became the Silver Surfer of Earth 829. Earth 829. But this video isn't about that. But did you know that back in 1961, the great Stan Lee and the great Jack Kirby created a comic book with four adventurous individuals who went into outer space and got superpowers called the Fantastic Four. Well, they called themselves the Fantastic Four. After that, did you know that? You did? Great, because this video isn't about them either. But did you also know that in 1965, the great Jack Kirby created another character by the name of Norrin Radd in the issue 48 of the Fantastic Four that becomes the superhero, the Silver Surfer? You did? Cool, because this video isn't about Norrin Radd. But here's something you didn't know, that in issue 1 of the Silver Surfer in 1968, Norrin Radd had a love interest, which was part of the reason why he sacrificed, or I should say, gave himself up to the, I guess, cosmic entity known as Galactus. But basically, Galactus gave Norman Rad cosmic powers because save his planet and his love interest, Sala-bal. Oh, you knew that too. Well, did you know that creators Jim Kruger, Alex Alex Ross and Paul Leon created another alternate universe called Earth X, where Nora Rad's love, Sala-bal, also became a herald of Galactus and was called the Silver Surfer. What? You knew that too? Well, you know it all. Guess what? This video isn't about that either. Well, kinda. Here, I'll just go into giant mode and explain. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And now that I have wasted over 6 minutes and 20 seconds of your precious time, we can get into the real reason of this video, which is in July of 2025, the Fantastic Four First Step movie came out. And yes, we're going to tell you why I don't like this figure already. I haven't even opened it yet. But the reason why I needed this figure, and all that other stuff that I rant about when I get movie versions of action figures, because the camera is not focusing for some reason. Oh, that's why. Okay. And for people, I guess that's for people that like boxes. Want to show you that. So, all right. So we're gonna magical poof her up out of here. Magical poof. And here we are with a movie version of the Silver Surfer, Shyla. Is it Sala-bal or Shyla-bal? Anyway, but the MCU version of her, and she is kind of washed out. Let me see if I can fix that. There we go. I hope. There we go. Anyway, but yeah, I didn't say she was. We showcasing the Silver Surfer here from the movie Fantastic Four First Flight. Is it First Flight or First Sight? Which one was it? I can't remember what it was. First Steps. Duh. Okay. All right. Anywho, anybody that knows me now know that I'm not a big MCU movie, big fan of MCU movie versions of action figures. So, but we'll talk about that in a second, because she comes with, of course, her, cosmic surfboard, a little standing base that I guess apparently the cosmic surfboard ports into, which is nice of them to do. A open display hand. Why is my camera? I can't. I'm sorry. That's why. I think that's why. But open display hand of that we've seen plenty of times, or if you haven't, that's not coming, because we have another open hand, but an alternate hand that cuffs, and apparently is meant to cuff the surfboard. Depending on why didn't they give us two of those, I don't know. And she comes with alternate fists, so it is the left hand. So apparently she's a southpaw. So let's go ahead and take that out, and remember to heat up your action figures before you pose them, even if you're switching hands out, because yes, that can break them too. But anyway, there you have it. Okay, so but I guess with that hand, you pretty much, she has foot pegs, and the surfboard comes with foot peg. I mean, or a peg, foot peg. But yeah, I'm assuming that's what you're getting. All right. Nothing spectacular about this character or this action figure or something like that. It's just a plain little buck or whatever. And anywho, as I put her in a cold pose, yeesh. This is wow. Because since I'm using the hand, I think we all know the pose that I'm gonna put her in. I guess that's the only purpose of this hand, you know. So let's see how it works. Okay, okay, we got the grip. That just looks totally ridiculous. Got pretty good range of motion here. That's quite the power stance for that. I think that's good enough, but I really want to get that hand on it. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe. I mean, but why? I really want to get this because it's cause her ab crunch or lack thereof do not give her a good downward motion. Let me see here. Okay, we got that going for us and that going for us. Okay, all right. Don't you? Cause I'm kind of being kind of not as careful as I would. Okay, this is just. Let me see. I mean, because that just looks ridiculous. I mean, I don't know. This is just my cold pose that I'm trying to put in, just because she has that one hand is literally meant to hold the surfboard. So I was like, try my best to use it for that reason. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do this off camera because it's kind of hard to do it this way. Wow. The cameras, I'm doing it over the camera. So, all right, one sec. Sorry, guys. Honestly, I did try. And then on top of that, what made things worse, she started loosening, her joints and things started loosening up. So it was kind of hard to hold her, for her to hold a pose. But the board gripping hand, I even went online to look up to see how other people was holding, using this hand to hold the board. But one way was like the old walking to the beach style, and the other one had her like her hand in front of her through a midsection, bending over, grabbing the surfboard. But for some odd reason, my ab crunch was, or diaphragm cut was not letting her bend over far enough to do that pose. Even so, yeah, I guess it's one of those things that you got. I'm gonna have a, you know, a hard time or trying to find a cool pose for it. But anywho, so you basically got this, and yeah, the even the like the 1 foot peg they had on the board was seemed like it was too small. So there it is. And so with that being said, yeah, I mean this is one of the reasons why, but they're not all like that, but I don't like, you know, MCU or movie versions of comic characters or whatever. So not only do they in most cases they don't look as cool as they do in the comics for whatever reason. I'm pretty sure it's obvious reasons why, but anyway, with that, sometimes they don't follow the source of the comic or anything, but they'll just make them look totally different. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's. But here, let me bring in the monitor again. All right. Well, for what it's worth, at least the monitor is not giving me the kind of problems it usually do. But knock on wood. Let's finish this video and see how it goes. But yes, the MCU version of this Fantastic Four. I don't know if you guys know it. I haven't even seen the movie yet, but apparently this Fantastic Four does not take place in the main MCU version of it, because it's another Earth of this movie called Earth 821, and the main MCU is, I think, like Earth 19999 something. Yeah, all nines are 199999, something like that. All right. However, from what I understand, or from what I gather, they eventually, take a trip to that alternate MCU version. Once again, I don't know. I hope that's not a spoiler for anybody, but I haven't even seen the movie myself, so I don't know. But anyway, Sala-bal on this MCU version of her. This MCU is basically I guess a mirror image of the Marvel Comics version of it. Usually one Earth 19999 MCU version of it is a mirror image of the main Marvel Universe Earth 616. However, this version of Sala-bal, where she becomes a Silver Surfer, is a different Earth and different timeline, Earth X. So yeah. However, she still gets the just like Norman Rad, she still gets the power cosmic through Galactus and becomes a herald and all of that. So that's that in a nutshell. And although I couldn't find a power meter on none of the Silver Surfers, the female Silver Surfers that I looked up in any universe, only one of them had these attributes about it that showed her height and weight and things like that, and that was the Earth 616 version of Sala-bal, who never did turn into a Silver Surfer. She stayed, normal from, or yeah, she didn't get the power cosmic. But that's the only attributes about it. But if you really, I guess if she has the same powers as Silver Surfer, I'm assuming her power meter should look a awful lot like the original Silver Surfer's power meter, Norman Rad. I mean, since they pretty much have a lot of the same things going in the form of, the power of cosmic. So that's that. All right, let's size them up. Okay, before I bring out all my scale representatives, I wanted to try this first. All right, this is the Marvel Legends Husk action figure head, alternate head or whatever. And I already did the video on her, but Husk has the ability to what remove her skin to expose the power ability that she has up under it. And for whatever reason, they decide to make her metal. All right. So I've seen people I do paint her entire face metal, anything like that, but she's supposed to be able to do her entire body like that. So I wanted to do a head swap to see. Oh, that came off really smooth. Okay. I was scared I was gonna have to pause and get water or whatever. Hopefully I still don't, but do a head swap to see if come here. That joint was kind of stiff, but oh, it's really stiff. That I have to go get heated up now. So hold 1 second. Okay, warmed it up with water and look at that, snapped on perfectly fine, and that's all I wanted to see. Okay, so basically, I did that just to see would it be worth getting another figure. So okay, and that's it. So basically, if I want to make that alternate change, I'll have to get another crappy Sala-bal Silver Surfer. Anyway, representing our 1/18 scale, ouch, action figure, we have the Viacom Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Michelangelo coming in at 4 inches tall. So representing the average 1/12 scale action figure, we have Stan the Man by main man Stan, the Stan Lee Marvel Legends action figure. It stands about 6 inches tall. So representing the 1/10 scale action figure size, we have the McFarlane Toys, the Dark Knight Returns Batman. That stands approximately 7 inches tall. So that means our Shia LaBelle Silver Surfer stands approximately 6 inches right at her hairline. Okay, we're down here. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And there you have it, everyone. Because I don't have a Sala-bal action figure in my collection, and it's a strong possibility that this is the only version of her that we will ever get from Hasbro. I'm basically stuck with the MCU version of Shia LaBelle Silver Surfer in my collection. Yes, that's your cue to leave now. Whoop. Well, all right. I guess I can say now, that's it, and I will see you guys in the next video. But in the meantime and in between time, take the advice my mother would tell me when I didn't have nothing much to do. just go somewhere and play. Till then, guys, bye.